What's up, everybody? This is Flash001 USA, and today is Sunday. It's August 21st, 2016. It's around 1 p.m. I can tell you this much, that compared temperature-wise, that is, to the last two videos I've done, it's heavenly out here right now. Those last two building updates I did, oh my God, it was in the upper 90s, okay? And we've actually had a good bit of rain, so that's cooled things down. It actually rained last night, for that matter. But the grass is nice and green again, and let's take a look at what I've done here. The building is completed. The only thing I need to do now is some details on the inside of it, and then I can move everything in. But we'll take a look at it up close here. Let you see what we got going on. Now, I think I had mentioned in the past videos that I approached the company that sold me the building and I talked them into selling me the materials so that I could do the extension myself. And this way it looked like their crew came out here and did it. Now, the reason I had to do that is because I couldn't find this material anywhere at any kind of outlet that sells building supplies. That's because they had the stuff custom made right here. And I went ahead and went to them and approached them, and they said, yeah, they'd be more than glad to sell me the materials. And you see where I tied in right here and did the extension, and it come off really nice. I was pleased about that. So the hard part of this is over with, and now it's just the devil in the details. I just got one window on it, and that's more than enough for this small room. And buddy, I'm going to tell you something. I was amazed at just how expensive windows are and how much the prices just went out, just went out of this world on materials. Now, this window here used to be on this building over here before the extension was on it. And I had forgot all about it. I pulled it off and put it upstairs and just put it out of my mind. And when I went to purchase a new window, I thought, wait a minute. I'm getting ready to load a new window on the buggy. I said, hey, wait a minute. I've got one upstairs if I can find it. Sure enough, I found it. So I put it in. And I even mimicked their woodwork of how they did their frames and everything. I wanted it, guys, to look like they came out here and done this. So there it is. We'll take a look inside of it in a second. Now, the way I supported the roof was I used a nice heavy-duty fence post right here. And you can see what I did. I actually got it bolted in up here. So I like that idea better than wood. That's not going to, just rot or anything. That's pretty much going to be here for the life of the building. And I actually used some of this stuff here and cut strips and went around the whole thing of it. Just went around everything to give it a good, I don't know, manicured look. I guess that'd be a word for it. But it came off really nice. And let's take a look inside of it, and I'll show you where things are right now. New hinges, and I've already got a haunted house. I gotta oil those things. Okay, let the camera adjust here. I've already got all the insulation up in here, so that's done. It's completed. My next step after I finish this clip is I'll get in here and get the walls up. Of course, there's a wire for a light. And speaking of lights and electricity, I'll show you what I got here. Two switches, one here, one outlet. Being it was a small enclosure, I didn't need them going all the way around like I did next door over here. So the bottom one will be for the light in here. The top one will be for the dual lights that I run out here. I'm going to have two lights out here to light this up just like daylights. This way, I'll have a good lighting system out here when I'm doing things outside, gasifier or whatever I'm doing, doesn't matter. And once I get finished in there, like I said, it's all the devil's in the detail. I got to get out here and pour some concrete. It's not going to be a lot because basically I'm going to be taking advantage of what's already here. I'm going to extend it out and just level it off basically. I want a good place that's going to be well above ground, so when it rains, if it pours, that I don't have to worry about any kind of water getting up here, which it doesn't now, strangely enough, but I just want to, make sure that I don't have to deal with any kind of flooding issues over here. So that's where it stands right now, and I couldn't be more pleased with it. And thank goodness, guys, thank goodness I got all this done, because I got a feeling we're fixing to hit a little bit of a rainy season here. I've lived here long enough to kind of figure out how the weather goes sometimes, at least some of the patterns. And I'm glad I got it done. I mean, it was hot as hell when I come out here and put this thing together, but like I said, I'm starting to see the fruits of the labors, and that's what I wanted to see right there. But anyhow, just wanted to give you the first little update on this thing, and I'm getting ready to pause out and getting started on these walls. I'll do like I did over here, and this will be a bunch of videos patched together. You'll see this thing from beginning to end, and well, like I said, once it's painted, then the next job starts, and that's going to be figuring out how I'm going to vent this building. You know, when I set up the battery banks in here, because it's got to be vented. Being as small, this thing would become a bomb. So I can't have any kind of you know, hydrogen gas building up in here, which I've already got it figured out in my head how to do it. But I need to do that. I also need to figure out how I want to set my inverter up, because this will get extremely hot. And matter of fact, speaking of heat and cold, let me go back here and kind of run something by you guys here. Step into the haunted building. Okay, I really didn't have to insulate in here, you know, but the bottom line is, I can tell you this much right now. By this time, by 1 or 2 in the afternoon, this will be getting into stepping into a hot automobile, okay? Right now, it's actually cool. I could actually sit in here, and if I had a small fan blowing on me, I would be actually comfortable. And, you know, the insulation, it's not going to, you know, what it's going to do is going to stop the temperature swings from happening so wildly. And I think that's going to be better on the batteries and the electronics. It'd be one thing to not have it up at all, and then the wind blows and the building gets cold, you know, it gets the sun down on it, and then all of a sudden it's burning up and you can't sit in here without frying. So this will actually take that curve where it's doing like this, and we'll do it like this. That's going to be much better for the electronics. That's the only reason I did the insulation in here, okay? I wanted to make sure that the room was a little bit more temperature stable as far as fluctuations and how fast they happen. So now we got that out of the way. Okay, so you see where I'm at now, and you know, like I said, it's all devils and details from here. So I'm going to pause back out and break out the magical saws and get out here and get these walls up, and I'll bring you guys back in step by step. Hopefully I'll get, you know, most of this finished today. I know I'll get the walls up. Who knows? I may even get some painting done. So on that note, we'll sign back out, and I'll bring you guys back in on the next installment. Okay, we're back for another video clip, and today's actually the 26th of August. As far as all the building construction goes, it's behind me. The only thing left major to do now is go ahead and paint the interior of this room, and before the weather turns, I'm going to be painting the exterior of the building as a whole. So let's go ahead and take a look inside of here, and let's see what we've got. Oh, almost forgot. I got a very important announcement that I need to make, and I'm pretty sure for some of you all this is going to be pretty darn disappointing, and for that I'm sorry. But no, we will not find Pokemon in here. Okay, let's take a look. Now what I did was I got in here through the week, and after hours of work I got in here and got the wood up and actually finished up the ceiling in here yesterday, along with all the caulking and prepping it for painting. Also, night and day, that's the only way I can describe it as far as temperature goes in here. Now that the insulation's in here and the walls are up, it's now went from being a sweat box that was intolerable to a hot room, but it's tolerable. So yeah, man, I know this is going to help a lot as far as the electronics go. But there it is, and we'll get a look at everything here. So I've got the building sealed pretty tight, but as I've mentioned also, I am going to have a special setup that's going to be used in here to make sure I don't have hydrogen build up in the batteries. So this room will have a type of ventilation in it that will keep everything safe. On that note, let's go ahead and shut the camera down, and let's get started and get busy with them paintbrushes. All right, it's official. We're finished. The only thing left to do now is to paint the exterior of the building, and I've already got the paint set aside for the job. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to find enough free time to get out here and knock that out. And speaking of painting, let's see what I did in here. Take a look at this. Oh yeah, it's nice to see this finalized in here. Now all the walls and everything and the ceiling, they're already dried. The floor's drying as I speak, and in about 20 minutes I'll actually be able to get out here and walk on it. Now the next thing to do is going to be to go ahead and wire in the breaker box, and that'll set me up to be able to put the inverter in place along with the battery banks. And then this building will have a heartbeat of its own. You have no idea, or I guess some of you do, of just how pleased I am to have finally gotten it to this level. And the next video that I do release is going to be with everything set up and running and everything functional. So on that note, guys, this is Flash 001 USA. We're going to go ahead and sign off, and we'll catch you guys on the video that I'm really looking forward to, and that's having this building finalized for real. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.